Hello, my name is Angela Hamblin Kelly, and I'm the Executive Director of the Baptist Centers for Good Grief. Our podcast, Grief is Real, Big, and Better Shared, is the podcast everyone needs to hear, but nobody wants to hear. And each month, we have a Coping Skills Toolbox video segment to go along with that podcast. As grief counselors, we look at grief as all of the thoughts and feelings that run around inside our minds and bodies after someone we love dies. We know that grief can be overwhelming and full of many, many changes. The feelings of grief and secondary losses cannot all be worked on at once. And even though we feel like we want to be fixed, we have to remember we are not broken. We are grieving. So this month, we're going to look at one of our favorite coping skills. And the best part is that you don't need any supplies. So let's listen as Lauren introduces us to the use of mantras.
Hello, my name is Lauren, and I'm the Clinical Director for the Baptist Centers for Good Grief. It is so important when we are grieving to think about collecting tools to help us cope. Tools, or coping skills as we call them, are things we have used our entire lives to get through tough or stressful times. You may have some really good coping skills that have helped you a lot. You may also have some coping skills that have not helped very much, or even some coping skills that have caused more stress or harm to you. Not all coping skills are healthy and helpful. And now someone you love very much has died. You are grieving. Now you might need new coping skills, or to recharge some old coping skills. So let's talk about a coping skill that you can do anywhere, anytime, without any supplies. Mantras. What is a mantra? A mantra is a word or a short phrase that you repeat to yourself to help with focus, concentration, motivation, and inspiration. Mantras were originally used to help in meditation, and we like to use them as a way of coping with grief, because when the pain is intense and we feel completely overwhelmed, it can help to be able to hold on to something simple and easy, but also powerful and meaningful. A mantra can be a single word, like peace or calm. Single word mantras can be especially helpful when used in conjunction with a breathing exercise. Simply say the word in your mind each time you exhale. A mantra can also be a gentle reminder not to be so hard on ourselves for what our grief looks like. And some examples of this kind might be, feelings are neither right nor wrong, they just are. Tears are a sign of courage, not weakness. It's okay to be exactly where I am. Or I am forever changed, but I am not broken. Mantras can help make what is overwhelming feel more manageable, such as one step at a time. Focus on the here and now. Grief is full of ups and downs, and some mantras give us the inspiration to get through the hardest times and help us acknowledge our own strength. This might be something like, faith over fear. I can do hard things. This too shall pass. This is a season. Mantras can include quotes from scriptures and religious texts to help us tap into our spirituality as a source of support. Humor can be a very effective way of coping with grief, and some mantras can lift your spirit while still being meaningful. Some of our favorites are just keep swimming and better out than in, to remind us that expressing our grief helps us to heal. Try to identify a mantra that will be helpful to you. It can be one you have heard from others or one you come up with on your own. There are a number of things you can do with a mantra. The goal is for it to be a repetitive reminder. You can write it down and place it someplace you will see often, such as your mirror, or make it the lock screen on your phone. You can tell it to a family member or friend so they can remind you of it, or, as I mentioned earlier, use it as part of a deep breathing exercise.
Just like the tools in our toolboxes at home, we have to mindfully select the right tool, and we have to actually pick it up and use it when we need it. For example, the hammer doesn't work if you don't actually pick it up and actually use it. So think about picking up mantras out of your toolbox and really using them to help you with your grief. Remember, you are not alone. There are many grievers like you out there. Grief is real, big, and better shared. And we'll see you soon with another Coping Skills Toolbox segment. And remember, you can find our podcast wherever you download your podcast. You can also learn more about us at www.baptistgriefcenters.org.
I'm Diane Brockmeyer, the CEO of Mid-America Transplant, and we are honored to sponsor this episode of Grief is Real, Big, Better Shared. At Mid-America Transplant, we have the privilege of working with families across southern Missouri and northeast Arkansas who choose to donate their loved ones' organs or tissues. While donation often brings families comfort, they are still heartbroken by their loss. We are proud to work with the Wilson Center for Good Grief and appreciate everything they are doing in the region to help bring healing to people who are coping with loss. Grief support is especially meaningful to me, as it was a tremendous help to my daughter, who lost her dad when she was 7 years old. 20 years later, she still recalls the positive, safe feelings she had with her grief support group. They understood her. Mid-America Transplant is inspired by life and by the donor families who give transplant patients a second chance. For more information about becoming a donor, visit sayyesgivelife.org.